Disney might make magic on screen, but not every Disney toy belongs in your child's hands. Some are coated in toxic paints, others break apart into choking hazards, and a few have even sent kids to the ER. Parents, don't buy another Disney toy until you watch this. Today, we're exposing 13 Disney toys that parents regret buying, and 2 that are actually worth every penny. So stick around till the very end, because the last toy might restore your faith in Disney. Number 1. Disney Princess Glitter Dolls. They sparkle, they shine, and they sit right at eye level for your little one in almost every toy aisle. The Disney Princess Glitter Dolls look like the perfect gift for your child. They get their favorite princess, dressed in gowns coated with shimmering glitter. But here's the truth. These dolls are one of the biggest mess makers and safety hazards Disney has ever pushed. Parents constantly complain that the glitter flakes off within minutes, sticking to everything from carpets to eyes. And it's not just annoying, it can actually cause irritation if it gets into your child's nose, mouth, or eyes. Add to that the fragile plastic joints that break after a few bends, leaving behind sharp edges. For a toy that costs over $20, the disappointment is massive. One frustrated mom shared on Facebook, "My daughter hugged her Cinderella doll for 10 minutes, and I was still vacuuming glitter 3 days later. Some of it even got in her eye, and we had to flush it out. Never buying something like this again." Even worse, safety groups reports flagged the paint on some of these dolls as containing unsafe levels of chemicals, especially in knockoff versions sold online. The charm of Sparkle Hide's cheap construction, parents regret buying almost instantly. But if glitter dust wasn't enough to frustrate you, wait until you hear about a Disney toy that can actually overheat in your child's hands. Number 2. Frozen Karaoke Microphone. Frozen's music is legendary. Let It Go has been echoing in parents' heads for a decade, and let me tell you, it really is time to let it go. You see, Disney cashed in with the Frozen Karaoke Microphone, and the kids love it. Parents buy it, but within weeks, the regret settles in. The microphone promises sing-along magic, but the build quality is closer to a dollar store gadget than a Disney collectible. The sound is tinny, the buttons stick, and worst of all, some models have been reported to overheat when left on for too long. Imagine handing your child a toy that literally gets hot in their hands. This product has been flagged multiple times for battery leakage as well, meaning kids could be exposed to corrosive chemicals. Add the fact that the volume control barely works, blasting songs at levels that could hurt young ears, and you have a recipe for disaster disguised as fun. A very similar incident took place in Texas. A dad reported his daughter's Frozen Karaoke mic suddenly heating up while she was singing. The plastic casing became so warm, it nearly burned her palm before he yanked it away. But some Disney toys are built so poorly, they start falling apart during bath time. Number 3. Ariel's Bath Doll. Bath time should be fun, right? A little splash, some bubbles, and your child playing with their favorite mermaid. That's the idea behind Ariel's Bath Doll. But in reality, this toy turns into a breeding ground for bacteria. The doll is designed with hollow legs and arms that fill up with water. And the problem is, they don't drain properly. Within days, parents have reported mold growing inside the doll, oozing out when squeezed. That means your child is bathing with a toy that harbors black sludge and bacteria right in the same water they're sitting in. Imagine the smell, the risk of skin irritation, and even infections from repeated exposure. A parent on a parenting forum described cutting open their doll after noticing a foul smell. Inside was black mold sludge. Their toddler had been playing with it in the bath for weeks. And for a company as massive as Disney, selling a toy with such a basic design flaw is inexcusable. Ariel may be part of your world, but you don't want moldy bathwater to be part of your child's world. Honestly, she's the only mermaid who somehow goes bad the moment you actually put her in the water. But if you think mold is nasty, the next Disney toy proves that even plush, cuddly toys aren't always safe. Number 4. Olaf plush with loose buttons. Kids adore Olaf. He's silly, he's sweet, and he's a snowman that loves warm hugs. But the Olaf plush toy has been under scrutiny for something serious: choking hazards. Several editions of the plush come with hard plastic buttons or eyes that are only loosely stitched. damaged. Parents have reported pieces popping off after play, and with toddlers, one loose button is all it takes to become a life-threatening emergency. Even worse, knockoff versions online use cheaper stitching and glue, making them fall apart even faster. And it ends up giving parents anxiety every time their child hugs it. One terrified father shared his story on Reddit. He said his toddler pulled at Olaf's button once, and it came right off. She put it straight in her mouth. Thankfully, he was right there to grab it before she choked. But not every parent can be there all the time. Yes, Olaf is cute, but you can't ignore your child's safety just because your toy is cute. Plush toys should always prioritize secure stitching and durable design. Disney failed big here, and it's something parents should not overlook. Now, a plush falling apart is bad enough, but what about a Disney toy that lures kids in with flashy lights only for parents to find out it's wired with failure? But I have a question for you. Have you ever bought a Disney toy you instantly regretted? Share your story in the comments. It could save another parent from making the same mistake. Number 5. Mickey Mouse Light-Up Wand. At first glance, the Mickey Mouse Light-Up Wand seems magical. Press a button and the wand lights up in brilliant colors, and kids feel like they're holding a piece of Disney magic. But within weeks, the magic fades, literally. Parents report that the LED lights burn out fast, sometimes within days. Worse, the wiring inside is cheap, and several cases have documented sparks or sudden flickering. That's terrifying in the hands of a child. Add the fact that the wand often breaks in half from normal play, leaving sharp plastic edges, and you've got danger dressed up as Disney magic. One father from Chicago recalled buying one of these wands for his son at Disney World. Within 2 days, the wiring sparked during play, which shocked his son and left a scorch mark on the carpet. And let's not even talk about the price. It's also one of the most overpriced toys on this list, with park versions costing triple what they're worth. So not only is it unsafe, it's a money trap. Disney should be ashamed of selling something so fragile under the guise of magical merchandise. And the next Disney toy? It didn't just break easily. It was actually recalled for being a fire hazard. Number 6. Toy Story Buzz Lightyear Jetpack. Buzz Lightyear has always been a fan favorite. It's supposed to take kids to infinity and beyond, but this jetpack barely makes it past the living room before turning into a safety nightmare. The jetpack, equipped with light-up features and straps, had wiring issues that caused it to overheat. Parents reported burns, smoke, and in rare cases, small fires. Imagine your child wearing a backpack that literally catches fire. The straps themselves were cheaply made, often snapping mid-play, causing kids to fall or get hurt. Add to that the sharp edges exposed when it broke, and you have one of Disney's worst safety flops. Consumer safety groups flagged this toy, and Disney had to quietly pull certain versions from shelves. But the damage was already done. Many parents learned the hard way. So while Buzz is a hero on screen, his toy counterpart turned out to be a parental nightmare. And the next Disney toy shows how even simple puzzles can become dangerous. Number 7. Disney Wooden Puzzles. Wooden puzzles sound safe, right? They're classic, educational, and simple. But Disney's line of wooden puzzles has been flagged multiple times for one critical reason: toxic paint. Independent tests found that some of the bright paints used on these puzzle pieces contained unsafe levels of lead. That's right, lead paint in a toy marketed to toddlers. Parents reported paint chipping off easily, and given how often little kids put pieces in their mouths, the risks are huge. Even aside from the paint, the puzzle pieces splintered far too quickly, creating sharp wooden edges that scratched small hands. A learning toy became a hazard in no time. A Michigan mom shared that her toddler chewed on a puzzle piece, only to later discover the paint tested positive for lead. She said she never imagined a Disney-branded toy could pose that kind of hidden danger. You see, Disney banks on nostalgia with these puzzles, but nostalgia shouldn't come with a health warning. But wait until you hear what happened when a Disney toy based on a Marvel hero literally snapped apart in kids' hands. Number 8. Spider-Man Web Shooter. Spider-Man is almost every kid's favorite superhero. Every kid dreams of swinging through the city like Spider-Man, and Disney cashed in on it with toy web shooters that spray silly string or foam. Sounds fun, right? Until you realize how badly designed they are. Parents quickly noticed that the wrist straps were flimsy and snapped apart after for just a few uses. Worse, the refillable canisters were poorly secured, sometimes popping out under pressure and hitting kids in the face. There were even reports of eye injuries from these toys. And let's not forget the sticky mess the web fluid left behind. Carpets ruined, walls stained, and clothes destroyed. For a toy that promises excitement, it delivered nothing but chaos. A 6-year-old in New York had to be taken to a doctor after his web shooter canister shot loose mid-play and struck him right in the eye. Your kids aren't safe anywhere with these toys around. Spider-Man may remind kids that with great power comes great responsibility, but Disney showed none here. And if web shooters were bad, the next Disney toy will shock you even more because it involves your child's appearance. Number 9. Disney Princess Makeup Kits. A little pink case filled with lip gloss, nail polish, and eyeshadow, decorated with your child's favorite princess. Disney Princess Makeup Kits look harmless, but Disney Princess Makeup Kits are one of the most alarming products on this list. Lab tests on multiple kits revealed unsafe levels of heavy metals like lead and cadmium in the makeup. These are toxic substances that can damage a child's health over time. Parents bought these thinking they were safe, pretend play items, but in reality, kids were rubbing dangerous chemicals on their skin and lips. In 2016, one version was even recalled after the FDA stepped in. The danger was that real. Yet knockoff versions still circulate online, fooling parents who just want to make their child happy. One mom shared a picture of her daughter on Instagram with the caption stating, "My daughter had a rash around her mouth after using this princess gloss. I thought it was just sensitive skin, but when I Googled it, I found out the kit was recalled because of the chemicals it had. I feel sick right now." Cosmetics for kids should always be free from harmful ingredients, and Disney's failure to guarantee that safety is shocking. But the next Disney toy, straight up, fools parents into thinking it's educational. Number 10. Lightning McQueen Remote Control Car. Who doesn't love Lightning McQueen, right? And the remote control car version seems like the perfect toy to have. But countless parents discovered that it's one of the cheapest RC cars on the market, despite the Disney price tag. The car breaks down fast, with wheels snapping off after the slightest of plays. The remote connection is unreliable, often cutting out within a few feet. Even worse, the battery compartments are poorly secured and easy for kids to open, posing both a choking and chemical hazard. Parents complained that the toy stopped working within weeks, making it a huge waste of money. Some even said it ruined birthdays, with the car breaking down the same day it was gifted. Now, I'll be honest, I fell for it and bought one for my kid, and within just a few hours, the wheel snapped off, leaving behind small, sharp plastic shards. Luckily, I was right there with my son, so it didn't turn into a bigger accident. The thing is, I spent a lot on it, and I've seen cheap knockoff versions last way longer. For a toy tied to such a beloved franchise, this level of disappointment is staggering. The next Disney toy, though, takes danger to another level because it could literally burn your child's skin. But before that, if this video helps you keep your kids safe, hit the like button so more parents see this warning. And subscribe. We break down the most dangerous Disney toys every week. Number 11. Disney Princess Hair Drying Set. The Disney Princess Hair Drying Set is marketed as a safe pretend play kit, but here's the twist. It actually plugs in. That means heat, electricity, and a plastic toy in your child's hands. What could go wrong? A lot. Parents reported that the dryers got hot enough to burn skin, the cords were flimsy, the plastic melted in some cases, and there were even complaints of sparks. This doesn't feel like the description of a toy. True, kids love to mimic adults, but handing them a poorly made electrical appliance is reckless. Safety experts slammed this toy for exposing children to completely unnecessary risks. There have been multiple reports and cases in the US of children burning their skin while using this so-called toy hairdryer. Disney tried to promote it as realistic play, but the realism turned into danger fast. So parents, here's my advice to you. If a toy looks like it belongs in a real salon, maybe it doesn't belong in your child's toy box. Anyways, the next Disney toy is the total opposite. It's freezing cold, and well, that's exactly the problem. Number 12. Frozen Snow Cone Maker. Frozen fever hit hard all over the world, and Disney knew exactly how to cash in. Enter the Olaf Snow Cone Maker, a toy that looks adorable on the shelf and promises sweet, frosty frosty fun. Kids love Olaf, and parents think it's harmless, right? But here's the problem. It's basically a plastic contraption with sharp internal parts that grind ice, and it doesn't take long for things to go wrong. One mom from Texas shared her experience. She bought the Olaf snow cone maker for her 6-year-old's birthday party. Her son's hand slipped while trying to push down the ice, and the flimsy handle pinched his fingers hard enough to leave bruises. On top of that, the snow it produces is uneven and mushy, and parents have complained about small plastic shavings mixing in with the ice. Imagine serving that to kids at a summer party. So, parents, if your child wants a frozen treat, stick to store-bought snow cones. This toy is better left on the shelf than in your kitchen. But as bad as that is, the next toy on this list has been called one of Disney's most misleading products ever. Number 13, Moana's magical seashell necklace. Moana's iconic glowing seashell necklace should be a keepsake kids can treasure, but parents soon found out it was just another cheaply made gimmick. The necklace lights up with a tiny LED, but the battery compartment is poorly sealed. Curious kids could easily open it and swallow the button batteries, a life-threatening risk. Consumer safety experts constantly warn about button batteries, and yet Disney still allowed this design to hit shelves. And when the LED eventually dies, the toy is basically useless. Parents feel scammed, paying for something that becomes unsafe junk in weeks. One parent in Ohio recalled how their toddler managed to open the seashell's battery compartment. The child had a button battery in his mouth before being caught just in time, an accident that could have been fatal. Moana's story is about courage and discovery, but this toy necklace was more about disappointment and danger. And after all these unsafe, overpriced, and poorly designed toys, it's time for some good news, because not everything Disney makes is a disaster. Let's talk about the 2 toys that actually hold up. Number 14, Lego Disney Castle. Finally, a Disney toy that delivers quality. The Lego Disney Castle is expensive, no doubt about it, but unlike most of the toys on this list, it's worth every penny. The castle is detailed, durable, and perfectly safe. Lego's quality control is legendary, meaning the bricks fit snugly, last for years, and can be reused in countless ways. Parents praise it for sparking creativity instead of leaving kids frustrated. It's not just a toy, it's an experience. Families build it together, display it, and treasure it. No glitter mess, no toxic paint, no loose pieces, just solid craftsmanship backed by one of the most trusted toy brands in the world. For once, Disney's licensing fee actually feels justified. And the next Disney toy proves that even something as simple as a stuffed animal can still be magical if it's made right. Number 15, Disney Store Classic Plush Collection. The Disney Store's official Classic Plush Collection, think Mickey, Minnie, Stitch, and more, actually lives up to the brand promise. Unlike the cheaply made knockoffs, these plush toys use high-quality stitching and embroidered eyes instead of glued-on plastic pieces. That means no choking hazards, no loose parts, just safe, cuddly friends. Parents report that they survive years of play, washes, and endless hugs. And yes, you might be thinking, wait, didn't you just call out an Olaf plush earlier? You're absolutely right. The problem wasn't with Olaf as a character, it was with how that specific plush was produced. Some versions of Olaf plush toys came with poorly attached buttons and plastic eyes, making them a choking hazard. But the Classic Plush Collection fixes that issue with designs that use sewn details instead of cheap glued-on parts. Yes, they're more expensive than generic plushies, but the durability and safety make the price fair. And unlike so many of the toys we've covered today, these actually bring joy without the hidden dangers. If you're going to spend money on a Disney toy, this is one of the rare collections where you can feel confident about what you're bringing home. Parents, now you know which Disney toys to avoid at all costs, but which one tricked you into buying it? I want to hear about your experience. Thanks for watching before you buy. If you want to protect your kids from unsafe toys, like this video and hit subscribe. We're exposing the next product you should never bring home in our next video. Stay safe, parents.